Have you ever wondered why the moment a man stops chasing is often the exact moment she starts thinking about him again? Why does distance suddenly create attraction? Why do some men lose themselves after heartbreak, while others become stronger, calmer, and somehow impossible to forget? The answer was understood centuries ago by Marcus Aurelius. Before we begin, subscribe to the channel and like this video if you want to master attraction, confidence, and the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. And make sure you watch this video until the very end, because one of these lessons could completely transform your love life forever. Most men believe getting her back is about saying the right words, sending the perfect message, convincing her to return. But Marcus Aurelius taught something entirely different. He believed true power comes from mastering yourself. And ironically, when a man truly masters himself, people naturally return to his life. Today we're going to explore 10 powerful Stoic lessons inspired by Marcus Aurelius that will make her see you differently, miss your presence, and feel drawn back toward you naturally. Not through manipulation, not through begging, but through transformation. Number 1. Stop chasing what is running away. There was once a young man who spent every day thinking about one woman. The moment she became distant, panic took over his life. He checked his phone every 5 minutes. He replayed old conversations in his head. He tried harder and harder to prove his love, but the more he chased, the colder she became. One evening, exhausted and emotionally destroyed, he came across a quote from Marcus Aurelius: "You have power over your mind, not outside events." For the first time, he realized something painful. He could not control her feelings. He could not force love. He could not make someone stay, but he could control himself. That realization changed everything. He stopped chasing, stopped begging, stopped trying to force what was slipping away, and suddenly, his energy changed, because desperation repels, but self-control attracts. The moment a man regains his dignity, he becomes powerful again. Number 2. Become obsessed. With your purpose, Marcus Aurelius believed every man must live with purpose, but heartbreak often destroys purpose. Many men stop living after a breakup. They lose motivation. They isolate themselves. They make one person the center of their universe, and that creates emotional weakness. Imagine 2 men after heartbreak. One spends months crying over memories, waiting for texts, and stalking social media. The other starts rebuilding himself. He wakes up earlier. He trains harder. He studies more. He builds his future. Months later, both men are unrecognizable. One became bitter. The other became stronger. Women are naturally drawn toward men who are moving forward in life, because purpose creates energy. And when your life becomes exciting without her, she begins wondering why she's no longer part of it. Number 3. Learn the power of silence. Most men talk too much after losing someone. They over-explain, over-apologize, over-text. Marcus Aurelius understood something modern people forget. Not every emotion deserves expression. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Imagine she expects you to beg after the breakup. She expects emotional paragraphs, late-night calls, constant attention. Instead, she gets silence. Not angry silence, not manipulative silence. Calm silence, the kind that comes from emotional discipline. That silence creates mystery, and mystery creates curiosity, because now she's wondering, why isn't he reacting? Why does he seem different? Has he moved on? And the human mind becomes obsessed with unanswered questions. Number 4. Never lose yourself for love. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to remain grounded within his own character. But many men lose themselves completely in relationships. They abandon their goals, their friendships, their hobbies. Slowly, their entire identity becomes attached to one person. At first, this feels romantic, but eventually it becomes emotionally exhausting. No woman wants to feel responsible for a man's entire happiness. Stoic man understands balance. He can love deeply without becoming dependent. He values companionship without sacrificing his identity. And ironically, that independence becomes attractive, because confidence is built when a man knows who he is, even without validation. Number 5, become emotionally unshakable. Marcus Aurelius faced wars, betrayal, death, and endless pressure. Yet he trained himself to remain calm under chaos. Now think about modern relationships. One cold text destroys someone's mood for an entire week. One argument creates emotional collapse. But emotional control is one of the most attractive qualities a man can develop. Imagine she suddenly messages you after weeks of silence. A weak man reacts emotionally. He responds instantly. He overthinks every word. He becomes anxious again. But a strong man remains composed. He doesn't rush, he doesn't panic. He doesn't lose control. That calmness changes everything. Because when a man controls his emotions, he radiates strength without saying a word. Number 6, improve. So much that she notices naturally. One of the greatest Stoic principles is continuous self-improvement. Marcus Aurelius believed every day should make you wiser, stronger, and more disciplined. But most men wait for pain before they change. Heartbreak becomes the wake-up call. And sometimes, that pain becomes the greatest blessing of their life. There was a man who lost the woman he loved because he became lazy and emotionally reactive. After the breakup, he decided to transform completely. He started reading daily, training daily, building confidence daily. Months later, he wasn't just physically different. His entire presence changed. His conversations became calmer. His posture became stronger. His mindset became mature. And eventually, the same woman who left him started noticing him again, not because he begged for attention, but because growth is impossible to ignore. Number 7, detach from the outcome. This may be the hardest lesson Marcus Aurelius ever taught. Detachment. Most men improve themselves only because they secretly hope she returns, but that still gives her emotional control over their happiness. True power begins when you become okay either way. If she returns, great. If she doesn't, your life still moves forward. That mindset creates freedom, and freedom creates confidence. People can feel when someone no longer fears loss. That energy feels different. Lighter, stronger, more attractive. Ironically, the less desperate you become for someone's return, the more likely they are to return naturally, because nobody enjoys feeling emotionally pressured, but everyone is drawn toward peace. Number 8, heal. Instead of distracting yourself, after heartbreak, many men try escaping pain. They jump into distractions, fake confidence, meaningless attention. But Marcus Aurelius believed pain should teach us something, not destroy us. A strong man sits alone with his thoughts and asks difficult questions. What mistakes did I make? What weaknesses must I improve? Where did I lose self-respect? This level of honesty transforms people, because growth only begins when excuses end. And here's the truth most men avoid. Sometimes she left because you stopped becoming the best version of yourself, not because you weren't enough, but because you stopped growing. That realization hurts, but it can also become the beginning of your transformation. Number 9, let her feel your absence. Human beings rarely appreciate something fully while it's constantly available. Marcus Aurelius understood the value of absence and space. Most men panic after separation and immediately try filling the silence. But attraction often grows inside distance. When you disappear into your mission, something interesting happens. Your absence becomes noticeable. She starts remembering your energy, your presence, your conversations. And because you are no longer chasing her attention, your value begins rising in her mind. People are naturally curious about what they can no longer easily access. This is why emotionally independent men leave stronger impressions, not because they play games, but because their lives remain meaningful even when someone leaves. Number 10. Respect yourself more than your feelings. Marcus Aurelius believed discipline mattered more than temporary emotion. This final lesson changes everything. After heartbreak, emotions become dangerous. Loneliness tells you to text her. Fear tells you to beg. Memories tell you to chase the past, but self-respect tells you something different. It says, become stronger instead. The strongest men are not emotionless. They simply refuse to let emotions control their actions. That is real masculinity. The ability to remain disciplined while your heart hurts. The ability to stay calm while life feels uncertain. The ability to continue improving even when nobody is watching. And once a man reaches this level, he becomes unforgettable. There's an old story about a warrior who lost everything he loved. His friends expected him to collapse. Instead, he quietly rebuilt himself. Every morning he trained, every night he reflected. Every day, he became wiser. Months later, people who once ignored him became drawn toward him again, not because he demanded attention, but because strength naturally commands respect. And that is exactly how attraction works. Women are not deeply attracted to desperation. They are drawn toward men who feel grounded, calm, and purposeful. Men who can stand alone without collapsing emotionally. Men who know their value even in silence. And this is where most people misunderstand relationships. The goal is not to manipulate someone into returning. The goal is to become the kind of person whose presence feels rare, because rare energy is unforgettable. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The obstacle becomes the way." Your heartbreak can either destroy you or transform you. It can make you bitter or make you disciplined. It can make you needy or make you powerful. The choice is yours. And here's the truth most people discover too late. Sometimes losing someone is exactly what forces you to become the man you were always supposed to be. So stop asking, how do I make her come back? Instead ask, how do I become a man who naturally attracts love, respect, and admiration? Because when a man becomes emotionally strong, deeply disciplined, and connected to his purpose, his entire presence changes. People feel it. And often, the woman who once walked away suddenly realizes something. She didn't leave an ordinary man behind anymore. She left behind a man who evolved, a man who became calmer, stronger, wiser, more confident, and those men are difficult to forget. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment below, "I choose discipline." And remember this, never chase love so hard that you lose yourself in the process. Real attraction begins when a man masters his emotions, respects himself deeply, and continues moving forward no matter what life takes from him. Because at the end of the day, whether she returns or not, you still win when you become stronger than your pain. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.